I'm from a rural area, and I've seen injustice from very close quarters. The injustice done by the money lenders, the injustice done by the powerful people, and even to an extent, the fear of authority among the villagers. And if something used to happen, there was hardly any mechanism where people could have gone and sought justice. So, for me, to be associated with something, some institution which dispenses justice or helps people to achieve justice was always a very important goal and priority. As I grew and I saw the world and came to realize that police is one such institution which is present in every nook and corner of the country, is very easily identifiable by people because we wear a uniform, and there's a lot of gap also between police and people in many places, and it is the first state authority or institution which people approach. So I think there are many areas or avenues for serving the country and the society, but for me I thought police is making perfect sense, because the kind of thing or role which I had sought for myself to help people in distress, to help people get justice, to help people get their rights, I think that was more feasible in by joining the department. So, and there is always a fascination of uniform also, because in uniform you don't have to introduce yourself. There is an inbuilt respect in the society, and people approach you because you represent the state most visibly. So that was the reason. A lot, a lot. Like rest of the society has also changed. Police is a relatively conservative organization, so it takes time to change. But if you see policing today, there's a lot of infusion of scientific knowledge, research, forensics, analysis, genetic mapping, and DNA fingerprinting, even otherwise the fingerprinting that used to be through a mechanical device is now electronic. Then analysis of question documents, also a lot of other things like brain mapping has come, and now the cyber is emerging as a very big challenge, cyber crimes. So there also it is complete technology. Even our own registration of FIR and other things have gone online. So access to our documentation has also gone up, and now such an age has come where you cannot do without science and technology. You have to learn science and technology. Now, even at the level of constabulary, you see people using technological tools, computers, laptops, and a lot of other things. And many of our own experts in cyber crime and other things come from constabulary, who have learned and mastered the art. So I think technology is influencing us in a big way. Also, it has made planning more relevant, in the sense that you have historical data available at your fingertips. You have Google Maps and other maps. You can superimpose many things. Live locations are one thing. A lot of things, lot of software-based things have come up, and also crime data recording and recording of criminals, analysis of their things. Even face recognition technologies are coming. A lot of video analytics is coming. In fact, artificial intelligence is the next big thing which will happen to policing. So I think with the technologies, policing will see a transformative change in few years from now. Already that change has begun. In many places, offices are going paperless. And more than that, and the role of technology in investigation, detection of crime, in crime management, in crowd management, in um, countering terror threats, also planning big bandobast like say Kumbh Mela or like big rallies or like now 6th December is coming here. There's a big bandobast here. Around a million people are expected to visit Mumbai in a span of 3 days. So, in all these things, technology has come as a big helping hand to us. You see, writing is actually something which is an eruption of some thought process which is going on for very long within you, inside your head, in your mind, in your soul. And in policing, we come across so many situations, meet so many people who have been hurt, who have been betrayed, who have been wronged, and all that. Everywhere you see emotions, a lot of emotion, in fact. And everywhere you see it is human relations which are involved, going one way or the other. So, my first job is to help people in achieving their legitimate goals, getting justice. But at a higher level, I do reflect on why things are happening the way they are happening, where the society is going. And for a mind which is conscientious, which is reflective, which is thinking over the issues, you get a lot and lot of ideas. And when you get ideas, then those ideas keep germinating in your head, keep developing in your head. A time comes when it's like a volcano, it erupts. Then you are forced to express it, you are forced to write it. So they say, na, nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. This is like this. An idea whose time has come, something, a thought which has matured and which needs expression, it will force you to write it down. So I started writing down, and even now I keep writing. And especially what happens is whenever I'm free, I reflect. Like I'm coming to office, I'm going from office, I'm traveling from one place to other place, or sometimes even I'm seeing some program, some news, something. Some insight will come, and I think it is divine. I mean, nobody can claim that it is his own production, but to shape it up and to develop it and to give it the form of words, of course, your own effort. But I think these things keep coming, and as Ghalib said कि आते हैं गैब से ये मज़ामी ख़याल में, गालिब सरीर ख़मा नवाए सरोश है. All these things that I'm writing are coming from some divine source, and it is as if my pen is actually the sound of an angel who is telling me something, and then I'm just writing it down. So it happens that way. This is what I have personally experienced. And for example, last night itself, I was sleeping. Some thought was moving in my head, and I'd seen a movie or something, and I had to get up and write it down, because that is one fleeting moment. If you don't capture the thought, it will go away and it will never come back in that form. So whatever be the time you get up and you write down. So I keep my mobile besides my bed. I got up and wrote it down. So now whenever I'll be free, I'll be reflecting on that and developing even more. So I think essentially it is a cathartic experience to write something, to create something. If you're a painter, you create a painting, it is a cathartic experience. If you're an architect and you make a very good building, it is a cathartic experience. Similarly, for a poet, for a writer, and only recently I was seeing a movie on Mr. Salinger, uh, The Catcher in the Rye. It's a very good Hollywood movie, and one can easily identify with the kind of isolation and kind of silence and kind of peace he needed to write. Of course, that is not possible for us who are doing a job, a regular job, or dependent upon a job. But in say 24 hours, my job requires say 8, 10, 12 hours of commitment. Even after that, I have got sufficient time. If I can cut down time from other things, I can easily have some time. And it comes many a time, like when you're walking, the thought will come. When you sit, the thought will come. When you're seeing something, the thought will come. When I'm talking to you, some thought will. and if you're sharing some experience with me or I'm listening something, then also some thought will come. So it's a lifelong process. Sometimes it will come, sometimes it will not come for many many weeks, days, months, but that is what it is. Communication, empathy, a capability to take people along, which you call as leadership. Communication is important because then you will be able to share your vision with the rest of the people, and unless you share your vision and motivate people to move the path, you will not achieve the goal that you desire to achieve for the organization. So that is very important. Empathy, I think without empathy you cannot build a team. You have to understand people, their emotions, their shortcomings, their strong and weak points, and you have to develop your team in a way with respect to their own strengths and weaknesses. You have to understand them, and then you have to assign roles, and at the same time you have to try to develop them, make them more responsible, make them more capable. So I think communication, empathy and leadership skill are very important, and these are the things which one can learn over a period of time, and this means that our own ego has to be kept aside. This means that whatever reputation you build, it's not dependent on the chair, but your professional capabilities, what you deliver, what service you are able to provide to the society. And if you are in other organization, private organization, it will be measured in different terms, in terms of profit, in terms of team building, in terms of attrition rate, in terms of what your vision plan is, and above all, I think what you're giving back to the society. That is also very important. And in a country like India, where there's a lot of disparity, there are many many people who are very developed, and there are many people who are still far far behind them in the race of development, where malnutrition, safe drinking water, basic health facilities, and many things like this are still prevalent, and still what you call as a decent level of life is not available to many many people. How do we make them capable to achieve the goals? How do we make the country malnourishment free? Say, how do we bring our infant mortality rates or mortality rate of the mother at death at the time of birth at par with developed countries? How do we ensure uh, free universal education for everybody, basic healthcare facilities, safe drinking water, sanitation, I think even clean air now. So I think right to food, right to education, right to health are certain basic things which I think should always be in the back of our mind when we are progressing ourselves professionally and reaching new heights. We should never forget those fellows who are not so fortunate to be at par with us, but they do deserve a fair share of life's basic amenities. Well, you see, at home you're nobody. You're a father, you are a husband, you are a brother, you are a son, you're that is the kind of thing that you should never take your work personality back home. I mean, I'm not a commissioner of police with my children. I'm their father, and as father, they have rights over me. They need my attention. They need my love, and we need to have communication. And uh, they can criticize me, and I can speak to them on something which I think I differ with them. So the home personality should always be of a person, a social being, not an official being. If you carry your work home or your work personality home, then you will keep on behaving with your children or your spouse like you behave with other people in office. I think that's not done. That's a taboo. In fact, for me, that should never be done. Otherwise, it will spoil everything.